Hi everyone, it's Mike here and welcome back to my YouTube channel. So it's time for week 46, almost at the end. So this week the prompt for the mission inspiration is emptiness. So we have embrace the quiet void where possibilities are born and the mind finds stillness. Like a blank canvas, emptiness offers space for renewal and creation. Navigate with patience, for in the emptiness lies potential and peace. So celebrate this openness, allowing yourself to rest and make way for new inspiration and fresh beginnings. So I think when I typed in the guffins for the prompt this week for the Facebook group, I did say it's not necessarily about the void, about loss. It's more about negative space, the spaces in between, the space that you need to sit and be quiet, to rest, recuperate, recover and heal, those kind of empty spaces. There's a true saying that you need space to grow as well, so emptiness can be a good thing as well as a bad thing sometimes. But when I did this one, I was reminded of an art journal page I did early 2023, and that was about missing people or as in loss. So I think I'm going to do a variation on the art journal page today, because I found this beautiful photograph of I'll show you it, I've printed it out, of a man and a woman sat on a park bench, which I just wanted to use in a project, so I'm going to use that today. So, as I said, we're getting kind of thick in the art journal now, so only another, after this one, there's only another, I think, 5 weeks to go before the end. Also means 5 weeks before the end of the year. So what I'll do now is I'll put this to one side, because once again, I'm going to work on a sheet to stick down inside like I have done on previous weeks. So I'll just pop that to one side there. And I've got a little cutting mat, some bits and pieces, and I've also got my trusty trimmer. So I'm going to cut this at 13.5, because I want a little bit of space. My page is a little bit bigger this week, smaller, sorry, this week, because for some reason I cut it smaller. I don't know why. And then we'll turn that round and do that at 200, I think it is, so just under 8 inches, just to fit the journal better. Okay, so that's going to be my black border all the way around. So I've got this lovely kind of damask paper that I bought for Mum many years ago on one of our first trips over to America, when we found a Michael's near the hotel. I went in and spent a fortune, bought loads of stuff for Mum, and she never used it. So now that she's got rid of a lot of her craft materials, I've claimed it back. I'm not even sure who the manufacturer was for this, or what even the date is. Hang on, let's have a look, see if I can still find it. Let me see. It's this one. I'm not even sure what date. Designed by GCD Studios, Lake Forest, California. There's no date on it, I don't think. But yeah, so brought that back in the suitcase for Mum. Paris Night it's called. Anyway, bit of a by-the-by there, wasn't it? The information that you didn't really need. So let's put a pencil mark there. And the pencil mark that I need for this side is going to be there. All right. So it's more of a collage page today, with a little bit of cutting out and sticking together. So I apologise for my squeaky chair again. There we go. So that's going to be the page there. So I'll just drop a little bit of glue on. not going to make it too wet. Famous last words there. Make sure we get the damask the right way up. A little bit of wiggle room. Not a huge amount, but enough. Okay. So I'll just pop that to one side. I'm going to bring in that photograph. And I've put a fresh blade in my scalpel. So what I want to do is I'm just going to really just give it a little bit of, there we go, it's nice and sharp. And I'm going to just go wobbly line all the way up. I don't particularly want straight edges on the photo. And I'm going to cut it here, but I think I may have to just trim it down a little bit. There we go. So how to create your own decollage. So let me bring that sheet in. So this might just be a little bit too big for what I want. Sort of, but not quite. So what I might do is I might just trim it down a little bit at the top. I might put that underneath the cutting mat just to hold it flat while I'm working. So if we go about here, just waggle as you're going over. I think that probably will fit a little bit better. So I also want to just go around and give it a little bit of a distress. Just go a bit darker. I'll clean them out later. In fact, no, I'll do it now. Let me have a quick tidy up and clean up. Tidy that up and I'll be right back. Alright, so I've had a tidy up, cleaned off the mat. So what I'm going to do now, like I said, I've got a brand new scalpel blade in my knife. So I'm just going to very gently go around and I'm going to remove the gentleman from the photograph, because statistically men tend to go before women. I'll just gently go around. I'm kind of, in some places, I'm just kind of guessing where, because the photo's a little bit dark, there we go. And then we'll bring it round there. And you could try and do this with scissors, but I always find it's a little bit easier with a knife. just try and work out where his feet are going to be. Okay, I think that's going to release him completely from the photo. Now obviously we're not going to get rid of him because we could use him on another project on another day, but what I will do is I'll just come back in again, just gently, because we've scratched the surface off of when I've printed, the tone has come off. So what I want to do is just go around the inside with that distress sponge, just try and remove some of those white, very, very obvious edges. Okay, I think sometimes when you can't get in, it's okay to get a brush. In fact, I don't think I cleaned that one after I used it last. Just get a small brush, usually a flat head one, and then you can pick up some of the ink and you can come in as well around the edges. Just dust it gently, and you can see where it's worked because you've got a little bit of a stencil mark there. Okay, so that's that. And now I'll just flip the mat. Actually, I don't think we need the mat anymore. And then I went through my collection of like vintage papers and stuff, and I found this one, which is just all handwriting. And I think that is going to work really, really well. So I'm going to just go around adding a little bit of glue just around the edges. Of the Aperture. And then I can flip it over and then just lay it down. Then I can just twist it to where I want it. Okay. It's kind of sad. I know it's fine. I know it's sad, but it's just one of those things. So what I'm going to do now, just got some more small sheets. Just want to add a few layers kind of in that background. Just some scrappy ones. So I've got this sheet here, just to add a little bit of extra texture and interest in the background. So take some of that off the top. And then down the side. I think we'll just take a little bit up there as well. In fact, I should have just done all four corners, to be honest, all four sides. It would have been easier, wouldn't it? And if I could remember where I packed my Collage paper tearers, I would have used those. But because we're in the process again of selling up and moving house, I've started packing away some of my stuff. And yeah, so I'm down to, again, sort of limited resources for the next few weeks or so. So we're going to view another property tomorrow. So this one's rather lovely. It's an Edwardian detached villa. So, and it's got a beautiful garden. Beautiful garden. Perfect for the puppies. Right, so I want to add some distress to this. And apologies for the squeaky chair. Right, I'll just quickly whip round with this distress ink. And then I'll join with you again when I've done all four sides on both pieces, because it's just like watching paint dry, watching somebody do this. I'll be back in a little while. I'll just put my scalpel blade away because knowing me, I'd end up cutting myself. Because I'm clumsy that way. Right, so let's grab some glue. I do apologise for this squeaky chair. I tried to find the Allen key to tighten it back up again, but I can't find it anywhere. Again, probably tidied it up. So, right, so I'm going to put that. Stand still. It's got a life of its own today. So I'm not going to push too far towards the edges. I'm not really all that bothered about sticking the edges down perfectly. I do like it when they lift up a little bit. Just gives it a bit of background texture. Okay. So the photo's going to go about there, but I want to add a little bit of colour, a little bit of warmth into it. So I've dug out some old washi tapes that I haven't used for, well, forever. So I just want to add a little bit of warmth. Actually, should I do it underneath and then on top? Yeah, I think I will. I think this one is a Tim Holtz one. Brand new, I've never used it. I don't know why. Probably because I forgot it was there. Which we do sometimes. Let's try maybe a bit further with that one. Just extend it. That's better. You'll never know. It'll just blend into one. So that's that one. And I like it because it's just got a little bit of warmth to it. So there's also another one that's got numbers on, which is I believe is a Timmy. So I'll also add that one in there. Add that one across the top like so. I just find that adding little bits of washi tape like this just kind of help to lift it from the background. And then once we've actually glued our main focal image down, I'll probably add a couple of pieces just up the sides. So I think we're ready for that now. So we didn't really use all of that, so we can take off the majority of that bit there now. Okay. Grab the glue. Just put a little bit in the middle. I do enjoy a nice bit of collage occasionally. There we go. That's the main focal image down. And then I've got another bit of washi here, which I think I'm going to put about there. Don't want to hide the decollage of that piece underneath. There we go. And then maybe just a couple of small pieces on those corners. Like that. And then we'll grab our quote, and I just want to quickly go around and add some distress just to the edges. And then grab my glue, my fine point applicator. I forgot to put a pin in it, so it's all gummed up now. So I'm going to have to just use the big one for now. And again, I can't find my little pins. And I think we'll run that across the bottom there. So the quote says, "Even emptiness has a story to tell." Now what you could do, or what I may do, is just maybe go around the inside with a Stabilo all pencil and a water brush. But what I think I'm going to do, there we go, is just put it down on the worktop first and then come in with a water brush. I don't want it too wet, that's the thing, if there is such a thing. And then just lightly go around the insides. Just to kind of create a little bit of sort of depth and shadow, almost like a halo on the inside. And the beauty with these pens is if you think it's too dark, you can come back in with a little bit of water and just diffuse it at a later date if you want, or once it's dried a little bit. So if I just dry that pen off and just get clean water, you can see how just by adding a little bit more water to it, it just knocks it back even further. So clean water. And then just diffuse it a bit more. And you can use brown, you don't have to use black. There we go. It just kind of helps to define that a little bit more. Okay, so now time to stick down. So that's the sheet. So this is week 46. And then we'll flip that over. Okay, I'll just put a little bit of pressure down on that. And I think that is me done for week 46. Just to remind you, obviously the prompt for this week is emptiness, but not necessarily emptiness as in loss, but also it could be negative space, and the spaces between objects and shapes, anything like that. You don't have to go literal. And also it's that emptiness and space for growing too. It could be the emptiness of open spaces, for example, like a long horizon or something like that. But it also could be space, as in the cosmos space, the emptiness, the great emptiness out there. So that's it for me. So I hope you've enjoyed watching me create this art journal page today. If you have, please remember to give the video a thumbs up, share the video with your friends, and if you haven't subscribed to my YouTube channel already, you can do so by clicking the button at the end of the video. And don't forget, that is the URL for the Mission Inspiration Facebook group on the screen now. There will be a clickable link underneath the video if you want to click that and pop across and ask to join us for more art challenges. This year, like I said, there's only 5 more weeks to go to the end of the year, and then next year we're going back to monthly with ingredients and prompts too. So that's all from me for now. I'll see you all again very, very soon. Bye for now. I'd like to say a huge thank you to all of my angels, because without you, these videos would not be possible. And don't forget, you can access your exclusive angel-only content over on my website. There's a link in the description area below. Thank you.